Hello sports lovers, welcome to Med Sports TV. In today's episode, we are going to have an extended discussion of the Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder saga, the glove gates, the spiked water, the commission accusation, the referee accusation, the object that dropped in Deontay Wilder's corner. All these are going to be summed up, and I will give you my candid verdicts, undiluted, unbiased verdicts on the whole issue. Now, let me take it from the first fight. Tyson Fury, prior to the first fight, in 2015, Tyson Fury had defeated Vladimir Klitschko and had suffered depression and had gone away from the sport of boxing. He was away for over 2 years, or 2.5 years, came back, fought one promoter slash boxer, one boxer, and then faced Deontay Wilder 1st December 2018. I think Tyson Fury was cherry-picked because he had a good record, so Deontay Wilder wanted to add Tyson to his resume. So he cherry-picked Tyson after the Joshua fight fell through. So the big name he could get to boost his market was Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, as at that time, was coming from depression, mental illness. So he had ballooned. He had gained over, Tyson Fury was over 300 pounds as at that time. So he was being cherry-picked by Deontay Wilder and Shelly Finkel. Shelly Finkel is the manager of Deontay Wilder. Remember, JDS, who I'll go into, also manages Deontay Wilder. So please take note. Now, after that cherry picked, they knew that in training, Tyson Fury would not be training for boxing, but would be training to lose weight. So it will be easier to beat him than beat Anthony AJ Joshua. So the fight happened. To the surprise of many, a lot of people wrote Tyson Fury out. I personally think he won the first fight. He was robbed of a great comeback. Then he was signed by Top Rank. He did not go in with a rematch. He was then signed by Top Rank, Bob Arum's Top Rank, for $100 million. So Bob Arum gave him a tune-up fight. The first fight was against Tom Schultz, and the second fight was against Otto Wallen. Whilst Deontay Wilder took the route, faced his mandatory ass at that time, Dominic Brazil, knocked him out ice cold in a very fantastic manner. Round 1. Bang! The fight ended. Then fast forward to the second fight of Deontay Wilder, which he faced Luis King Kong Ortiz. In that fight, I had Deontay Wilder losing every round. You can check our Twitter feed. As I was scoring the fight, I had Deontay Wilder losing every single round. But who cares? Who cares? Who cares if you are losing every round? If you have the right hand, the hardest hitting boxer or heavyweight as at now, if you have that right hand, you can erase all your wrongs. It's gone. So in round 7, Deontay Wilder landed through his traditional feinting jab, rounded the straight right hand, and off Luis Ortiz was gone. Deontay Wilder was declared winner. Fast forward, February 22nd. Deontay Wilder should have rested That fight with Ortiz happened in December. He said he was going into camp shape on top of shape. Those were his mantra. Shape on top of shape. Fast forward to February 22nd, where he faced Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury beat him, dominated him, bullied him. Actually, Tyson Fury bullied him. Nobody thought, because nobody moves to Deontay Wilder. Everybody hits and ran away. But Tyson Fury decided that no, in order to stand to a bully, you must show him you also can fight. So Tyson Fury took a game plan after Deontay Wilder knocked him out in round 12 in the first fight, 1st December 2018. After knocking Tyson Fury out, Tyson Fury stood up and realized that if he tries to run away, Deontay Wilder will attack him. So in the last minute of the 3 minutes, Tyson Fury fought back. When he started fighting back, he realized that Deontay Wilder did not have defense going backwards. He only had defense whilst coming forward. So Tyson Fury continued in the second fight from where he left off in the previous fight. He moved to Wilder right from the get-go, and if you watch that fight on BT, Top Rank, or DSTV, Super Sports, you would hear Lennox Lewis, the former undisputed champion, saying he has moved to him just like he said. Everybody was surprised because nobody does that with Deontay Wilder. Tyson Fury moved to him, ruffled him out, pushed him around, and Deontay Wilder had no answer because he doesn't like going backwards. He was always the main man coming forward. Tyson Fury then gave him the flick jab to throw him off, and after the fight, the glove gate happened. The glove gate, which I think it's a racially motivated saga, because those who started the glove gates often talk about race indiscrepancies in America. That's how the glove gate started. A guy on YouTube called Young Pharaoh started the glove gate. That why does Tyson Fury's jab move? It's awkward. Yes, it's awkward. But the likes of Larry Holmes, the guy with the greatest jab in boxing, in my humble opinion, Muhammad Ali, or does that. Saul Canelo Alvarez, the great Mexican future Hall of Famer boxer, did the same thing against Liam Smith in their fight. They flick the jab, you think it's hitting you, it has no power, but it throws you off, then they hit you with the right hook or the left hook. So a lot of people who don't understand boxing don't appreciate this tactics. It is not common. Most referees, if you use it too much, will deem it illegal. But the glove gate started from Young Pharaoh, but this is how gloves are checked in Nevada, the state in which the fight happened. The fighters present 3 gloves. The first one, second, which is the backup, and the third. Those 2 of those gloves are signed by both teams. So you have Tyson Fury's team signing the glove of Tyson Fury, and Deontay Wilder's team would sign that same glove. Then the glove is inspected by the state commission and given to the state commission for keep until fight day. On fight day, when the hand, you'd have a commissioner in your room even before you get in. So there's a commissioner always in your dressing room for both fighters. Then when the hand wrap starts, they invite the opposition member. In this case, JDS was invited to Tyson Fury's dressing room. JDS is the manager and co-trainer of Tyson Fury, like I said earlier. Then Andy Lee, the assistant trainer for Tyson Fury, went to Deontay Wilder's room. Deontay Wilder, then JDS would be given a seat, check Tyson Fury's hands, right? Then it would be wrapped with a bandage, as the British calls it, or wraps like the American collar. It will be wrapped. They have illegal wraps. So the wraps, every state commission has wraps that are legal. Then the commissioner that is already in the room would sign the wrap with still the opposition team member in the dressing room. Then the boxer warms up, or anytime the boxer decides to glove up, then the glove that was given to the commission for safekeeping is brought in. The two gloves for safekeeping is brought in. One will not be worn but taken to the ring. The first gloves would be worn and signed, mostly with a red wrap or a breakable wrap tape, and then signed by the commission. That is for the gloves. Yes, people would argue, what about Miguel Cotto and Antonio Margarito? Yes, they are cheats in boxing. That is why the rules were enhanced to bring the opposition member into the dressing room. That is how come the late Ahmed Nasir cut the gloves of Antonio Margarito, who later was beaten in the fight against his fighter, Sugar Shane Mosley. So Nasir did a great job. He was competent. So if Wilder's team member, which is JDS, did not do a great job and allow Tyson to put an egg weight. An egg weight is a small object placed in the hands of boxers, and they hold it in order to give them a little bit of weight whilst they are hitting the backs. If JDS was so incompetent and allowed Tyson Fury to put allegedly put egg weight in his gloves, went ahead, taped it, and fast forward, even did not allow Tyson Fury to put his hand fully in the gloves, and it was taped, then I think JDS deserves to be fired, not McBrillion. JDS deserves to be fired and not McBrillion. But Wilder ended up firing McBrillion, accusing him of poisoning his water. You see, you're sad. You're sad about the excuses Wilder is giving for his loss. I'm coming. There are more. I'll get there. So, Wilder, fast forward in the fight. The fight was stopped. McBrillion asked JDS if he should throw in the towel. JDS is also the head trainer, and McBrillion is the assistant trainer. JDS said no, yes. But McBrillion is a former fighter, an Olympic gold medalist, one of the most decorated amateur boxers in the history of America. He has been beaten before. He knows what Wilder is going through. JDS has never been a boxer. He is just a trainer. And realized that, no, let me save this guy for the third fight. Let me save this guy for the third fight. So JDS threw in the towel. I agree with Wilder that McBrillion did not warn him. Yes, that point I agree with Wilder. Why didn't McBrillion warn him that, hey, fighter, you are losing. You are not putting in effort. Anything I tell you, you are not doing it in the ring. So if it continues like this, I would have to pull you out of the fight. McBrillion did not do that. Then went ahead and throwing the towel against the wishes of Deontay Wilder, because Deontay Wilder has stated that he is ready to die in the ring. What the? We are not ready to see dead bodies in the ring. The likes of Patrick Day have suffered enough. Boxing is a brutal sport. So we are not ready to see people lose their lives like Patrick Day did. Adonai Stevenson is still not healthy over a year. He went into coma. Boxing is too dangerous. So if a coach has a chance to save his fighter, I think he must do that. Because he who fights and runs away lives to fight another day. Your life is worth more than a boxing match. Wilder, you have a very large family, about 5 children. Your children need you alive. So if McBrilliant sees the punishment you are taking is too much and can dent your skull, like your brother said, autopsy, we have to save you. But McBrilliant should have won him. Wilder ended up firing the only black man, the black advocate, ended up sacking the only black man on his team, keeping all the white men. And the so-called incompetent white man who allowed a substance, allegedly a substance, to be put in Deontay Wilder's gloves, to still be on the job and sack the man who saved his life. I don't get it. Now, to the spiked water. Deontay Wilder accused McBrilliant of spiking his water. That is, he poisoned the water. He gave him a muscle relaxer, according to Deontay Wilder. And in the video in which Deontay Wilder himself said those things would be at the tail end of the video. So you can listen for yourself the excuses Deontay is putting up. So, but fortunately, the VADA came out that Deontay has passed. Before you go into a boxing fight, you provide a urine sample, just like in athletics. You provide your urine sample, and after the fight, you provide a urine sample. The substance in your body before the fight must be those same substance in your body after the fight. If a foreign substance is found in your body after the fight, you will fail the VADA test. But both fighters, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, passed the VADA test clean. Unless Deontay Wilder is telling us that he was in no condition to do the VADA test, because we all saw he could not even attend the press conference because he was not in good health. Unless Deontay Wilder is telling us that he did not do the VADA test, and the WBC and the Nevada State Commission are telling lies. If that's fine, that means the so-called spiked or poisoned water can be true. But so far as the commission are concerned and what they have come out officially to state, both fighters passed. That means there was no foreign material in the body of Deontay Wilder. So McBrilliant could not have done that. This is according to science, not according to clear eyes. So according to science. Then we move to the referee. Deontay Wilder accused Jack Reese in the first fight of slow count. Okay? Slow count. Iron Mike Tyson even did not complain about Buster Douglas' slow count in Japan. He complained about, after it happened, Mike Tyson complained over 25 years later. He was professional. He took the loss, came back, and beat the likes of Frank Bruno to become a world champion. That is the mentality of a warrior. Warriors don't give excuses. Warriors don't give excuses. Only cowards do. So Deontay Wilder is behaving like a coward right now, blaming everybody and everyone for his loss, but not himself. He accused Jack Reese of slow count in the first fight, that is the 12th round knockout. Now he is accusing one of the best referees in the history of boxing, Kenny Bellis, of being drunk on fight night. The Kenny Bellis who even gave you an advantage. Whilst Tyson Fury was beating you up, he stopped Tyson Fury and deducted points from Tyson Fury when Tyson Fury almost knocked you out. I think in the 4th round, when Tyson Fury hits you, you hanged on the ropes. The referee should have called it a knockdown, because without the ropes, you wouldn't have stood on your feet. Oh, I beg your pardon, Deontay. The excuses are too much. And he came up with another excuse even from the previous fight. giving an excuse for a fight that happened 2 years ago, accusing Ricky Hatton of pulling down the glove of Tyson Fury. Ricky Hatton was in the corner with Ben Davis and Freddie Roach. Freddie Roach is a Hall of Famer. He wouldn't watch that. And that is a total disrespect to the likes of Freddie Roach. You have accused the California State Commission of not doing a good job. Now you are accusing Nevada State Commission of not doing a good job. So who did a good job for you, Deontay Wilder? Who did a good job for you? Everybody was at fault on fight night in both fights besides Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. No, everybody, anybody who was there or a commission or an official did a bad job except Deontay Wilder. I would urge Deontay Wilder to, I know he believes in it because the fight happened in February, and he spoke in November. So he had enough time, medical attention to think about, analyze, and come out with this video, which I'll put at the end of this particular video. And it's sad, Deontay Wilder has a lot of yes men around him. He must get people who would say to him, Massa, you are wrong. Yes, you are the boss, you are the boxer, your life is on the line, but this you are wrong. You do this, do this, do this, and you would be able to come back. And if you listen to his interview with Brian Caster, it was just laughable. Brian Caster, though he works for the PBC and Showtime, I could see on his face, he could not push him harder. But any boxing fan hearing the answers Deontay was giving to Brian Caster will realize that, this guy, there is something major wrong. He is being lied to. Deontay Wilder needs to wake up. Now they are in mediation. If you wanted the fight, you would have taken the fight right in September. You said you were ready, you were training in September. So why didn't you take the fight way back in September? Tyson Fury called you out a couple of times. You never said anything. You only came out to celebrate the loss of a guy I don't think you avoided. Dalian the Body Snatcher White, saying you believe in an eye for eye. All those times you could have come out and said, say, Tyson Fury, I won the fight. Let's fight on December 19th. You did not. You were nowhere. You were missing in action. The next thing we saw, you were twerking on the Instagram page of your girlfriend, Swift, and never commented about boxing. You were so far gone from boxing and you could not even demand for a fight. Now you are in mediation. Now, the last one is, now there is a strange thing. There is a white substance dropping from the towel of Deontay Wilder. There is a white substance dropping from the towel of Deontay Wilder. There's a lot of media accusation that it looks like cotton, and it was put in Deontay Wilder's mouth to keep him active for the fight. Old school tactics, but it fell off. It was caught by camera, and so on. It was being handed by his so-called trusted lieutenant, JDS. But with the spiked water, if you watch the fight right from the dressing room to the fight, or before the fight started, JDS was the one giving Deontay Wilder water to drink, not McBrillion. McBrillion was handed in water. when he was coming to talk to him in between rounds. And even Tyson Fury, if you're a boxer, you are responsible for anything that goes into your body. Even Tyson Fury at the post-fight press conference, he was given a bottle of water by Andy Lee. He asked, where is the water coming from? He said there. He said, I don't know them. I wouldn't drink their water. Because when you happen to fail a drug test, drinking a water from someone will not be an excuse. You have failed and you face a 2 years punishment, or you'd be sacked from boxing. So this is my take. This is my narration of what Deontay Wilder has accused everybody of besides himself. Therefore, if they go into the third fight, it will be a quicker defeat. If they go into the third fight that is being circulated for February, I think Tyson Fury will do a quicker job of him by knocking him out ice cold in the 4th round, because he doesn't know why he lost almost 9 months after the fight. He doesn't know why he lost. He doesn't know that he lost the fight based on his poor tactics. He doesn't believe that he lost the fight because of his over-reliance on the right hand. He doesn't know that he lost the fight because he have a lot of yes men around. Not forgetting, at a point, he even blamed his loss on his costume that he wore. But in an interview with Joe Rogan, Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder stated that he always wore a 40-pound gear to train to keep him active. But today, Deontay Wilder is blaming the vest he wore, which was 40 pounds. My friend, wake up. Take real people around you so that you can become a 2-time world champion. Emulate Anthony Joshua. He could give excuses. He did not. He blamed himself that he was not ready. He went back to the gym after 2 weeks, got leaner, came back, beat Andy Ruiz by unanimous decision. That is what champions do. Lennox Lewis lost 2 times, went, came back, won. This is what champions do. Muhammad Ali lost to Joe Frazier, came back and won. This is what champions do. I urge him. He even lost to Leo Spinks. He came back, won. This is what champions do. Champions don't give excuses. Champions don't give excuses. Man up, accept you lost, go to the gym, work, and become a 2-time champion. The excuses are too much. Thank you for watching. Kindly subscribe to the channel, cover this road, adhere to all health protocols, and also stay safe. Stay positive. Au revoir. Bye-bye.